During this conversation, they also deduced that Sophie dropped her blanket back in giant country, and suddenly, BFG's face becomes stern. Next, Sophie wakes up in front of the orphanage. BFG says that because they dropped her blanket in giant country, the other giants now know of her existence, so she is no longer safe with him. Sophie insists that they can stop the other giants together, but BFG tells her a story of how once he took another boy to giant country. The boy saw BFG just like Sophie did, so BFG had to take him. The red jacket that Sophie found belonged to that boy. After some time, the other giants found out about the boy, and BFG did not bring him back home in time to save him from their wrath. BFG concludes that he won't repeat that mistake with Sophie, and he leaves despite Sophie's protest. Sophie sits on the balcony of the orphanage and speaks to BFG, knowing that his giant ears can still hear her. She says she can sense him nearby, and to get him to reveal himself, she jumps off the balcony. BFG catches her. The two return to giant country and begin thinking up a plan to stop the other giants. Just then, the other vicious giants arrive and start looking for Sophie all over the house. They wreck BFG's work in the process. Sophie barely avoids being spotted by the giants, and finally BFG decides he's had enough. He chases the vicious giants out of his home with a flaming rod. Meanwhile, Sophie is hiding in the room that BFG made for the last boy he brought to giant country. She spots a picture of the queen and comes up with a plan. They create a custom dream for the queen, which shows giants eating children and the army stopping them. The dream also includes Sophie and BFG. When she wakes up from that dream, Sophie and BFG will meet her, and she will be inclined to listen to them. They arrive at the palace and blow the dream toward the queen. While she sleeps, the queen wakes up and tells the dream to her assistant, who says that it is curious because children have in fact been mysteriously disappearing across the country. As the queen's assistant goes to close the curtain, she finds Sophie standing there, and the queen recognizes her from the dream. Sophie tells the queen everything, and the queen believes her because she just saw it all in her dream. Sophie then introduces BFG to the queen, who awkwardly makes her acquaintance. Next, the queen informs the generals about the threat of the giants while setting up a lunch for BFG. Due to his giant mannerisms, the lunch is an awkward and hilarious affair. BFG even makes the queen and all her servants and generals try frupskottel, which gives them incredible gas. Next, BFG leads the royal army to giant country. He creates a dream of regret to give the other vicious giants so that they would wake up full of remorse and be easy targets for the army. Sophie and BFG sit and discuss Sophie's golden dream. Sophie asks what the dream is about, and BFG replies that it's Sophie's dream of a normal life. He says she will have it, but not here in giant country. She must go back to her world. Sophie asks if BFG will still hear her whenever she calls out to him, and in reply, he just points to his massive ears. The time comes to blow the dream toward the giants, and BFG realizes he's forgotten his trumpet back in London when he's not looking. Sophie grabs the dream jar and takes it right in the middle of the sleeping giants. She is about to open it when one giant wakes up. Sophie manages to break the jar and fill the remaining giants with regretful dreams, but the first one remains lucid and normal. He is about to attack Sophie when BFG steps in and defends her. The giant prepares to punch BFG when the royal army arrives and stops him. The royal army captures and restrains all the vicious giants and proceeds to carry them away, finally freeing giant country from their terror. The vicious giants are carried to a remote island from which there is no escape. The only thing they are given to eat for the rest of their days is vegetables. They are not happy about it. Next, Sophie wakes up at the queen's palace and is greeted by her assistant. Meanwhile, BFG now has giant country all to himself. He is growing a garden full of delicious vegetables and working on writing a book about all his adventures. Back at the palace, Sophie says good morning BFG to the heir, knowing full well that BFG can hear her wherever he is, and sure enough, he does. The end.